The name of it, hi, we have for each of the names, the name of it, the purpose, how to use it, and afterwards, so some instructional guide, but there's always a lot of guidance on there on how to use these games. And so we'll go to the back, and here we
We
go.
will, as we get started and all, we will ask you to stay with us on the game. You see, we will play 5 games today if we get to them all. But stay with us on the game that we are actually playing instead of running around the entire board and everything. So we'll go straight down the board as you can see. Let's go ahead and get started as we are at 85 people here with us today. So welcome everyone to this
Welcome.
Bluegrass IIBA chapter event on Spark Your Stakeholder Sessions, Interactive Collaborative Games. So my name is Aaron Whittenberger. If you don't know me, I am Vice President of Professional Development for the Bluegrass IIBA chapter. My cohort in crime today is Stephanie Hawkins. She's our Vice President of Community Outreach and Engagement at Bluegrass IIBA chapter. Many of you may have been at the October 1st event. It was IIBA webinar we had with Susan Moore of IIBA, where Steph and I, it was Elicitation Unlocked. And Steph and I and George from the country Greece talked about elicitation challenges and activities and stakeholders, how to engage your stakeholders. Susan suggested that we have this follow-up meeting to just show how you can really spark your stakeholder interactions and make them not so boring and really engage your stakeholders. So let's get started with our first game as Stephanie rolls down to show it. So this is one you may not have heard before, and that it is called Say It, Write It, Slap It. And this comes from my career experience and everything. I played this a few times with stakeholders. Now, I have been in what they call silent identification events and meetings at my companies and that. We go into a room. We're told to bring a stack of post-it notes and a pen, and we sit around the table. The facilitator comes in and tells us, what we're doing, what are we identifying, write on your post-it notes. They want 3 or 4 post-it notes from each person. Once you do that, you can leave. And she didn't. I guarantee you, she doesn't. She could put her feet up on the wall on the table and her hands behind her head and just sit there and watch us write. You could tell no collaboration, right? And I tell you, it's a fairly boring event in that. So let's spice this up and
All
have some
right, let's do it.
collaboration in it and that. So, would you say, Steph?
I said, let's do it. Let's spice this up. This is a fast-paced games,
So
so we do tend to move quickly.
give me some more. You can make these post-it notes a little smaller and give me some more, about twice that many. Um, I went 15. So let me explain the game called Write It, Say It, Slap It, because that's exactly what you're going to do. And before you think you're going to be slapping somebody, no. Um, what
Oh
it
no, no
is
slapping, no violence.
collaboration. So what this is collaboration and that to take that silent identification. This is a brainstorming activity where you could get your um, stakeholders to collaborate together. And that you do that by the say it. So you huddle your stakeholders around a whiteboard. You could use a wall. You could use the window, and you're going to be sticking the post-it notes up there on a wall, window, whiteboard. I actually did it on a flat table because I didn't think of the window before. Um, and that just, some board that you could post stick-it notes on. So the say it is so that you're collaborating together in that. Something Stephanie says may trigger something in my mind, and I can bring that idea up. I may say something to trigger something in Janet's mind. Janet may say something to trigger something in Maria's mind, and that. So it's feeding off each other and being able to this brainstorming very fast, as Steph says. We're going to play it for 5 minutes. So it's say it, write it on your post-it notes, slap it on the board. That's say it, write it, slap it. Okay. Now, say it. The last time we played this, they didn't quite get the thing. Say it out loud so that people can hear. And again, this is a brainstorming session. So there's no snickering, there's no judgment on others' ideas or that. I don't want to hear, oh, that's stupid, or anything of that nature. We need as many ideas as we can get out in 5 minutes. So there's a few post-it notes on the whiteboard there that you can see. I can't play this game with 94 people, so I need about 15 to claim that you're going to play this game. If you want to play this game with me, pick a stick-it note and put your name on it.
Yep.
The first 15 that get their name on a post-it note that's on the whiteboard is playing this game with us.
And then while the first 15 people are putting their name, we have other spaces around here if you want to still come up with things, just, put them in the empty space outside of the white space. And then two, Aaron, let's frame up the objectives today. So what are we trying to solution? Is it a dating app?
Oh, I didn't mention that.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
um, we will get there. Let's get our 15
Okay.
people, and we're going to tell them what to do. Again, as I said in the introduction, we wish you to play one game with us because we got 94 people or more by now. Here, um, we don't usually play with such a large crowd and don't want to play every game with 100 people. So take a note. So um, your post-it note and that. So see Kathy R. Is that the Kathy Reed? I saw Kathy Reed earlier. Did you change it to Kathy R? Allison, Marina, you are playing our game. Martin,
Yep.
Ruby,
And everybody knows how to grab
Allison is there. Heather, JK, Ahmad.
Yep, I'm here.
Somebody's got that locked. There we go. All right. Alyssa, Molly, Willow, Nora. Okay.
So let me
Priya,
know when
come
to.
and play. I think we're done. I don't know how many I've got there, but you all are playing our game. The rest can watch either on the board or in our meeting. Stephanie is broadcasting our board and that. So with the rest of the post-it notes, and you can always grab more post-it notes and add to this. Like I said, brainstorming as many ideas as we can get in 5 minutes. Our challenge here is that we're going to create a dating app. I want to know, and we have to come up with what features do we want on our dating app. So as quickly as we can, think about features on a online mobile dating app. What features would you like, and would that make us a successful thing? So those players, get ready, get set, and go.
You got 5 minutes to say it, write it, slap it. For what features do you want on your dating app?
In progress.
Sexual orientation.
There you go. Search by location, yeah. And come on, say it. I'm not saying all your words for you, so send a message.
All right, search for by location.
Okay.
And I'm just going to slightly make some smaller as we're doing it, but keep going.
Only people endorsed by their friends.
Ooh,
You just need
Maximum hobbies.
to view profiles, right? Search profiles, whatever.
oh,
You need
Messaging.
to create a profile, don't you?
ability to block. That's an interesting one.
Ability to block.
Block.
Credit score.
Credit score.
On a mobile app, okay.
That's fascinating. Okay, we
You
need
want to
more.
know if
Come
they're
on.
credit worthy to date them. Okay. All right, no more comments about things. Messaging.
Ability to report spam or abuse.
Okay.
What
Filter
about
by
swipe
age
left,
range.
swipe right? Not necessarily we need to swipe, but select somebody to try to connect with.
Confirm profile.
What was that about profile?
Confirm profile, like kind of the blue checked.
Oh, verify.
Ooh, okay.
Ability to block users. Filter on gender.
Filter by
Filter on
age.
sexual orientation. Image. So upload images, I assume you're talking about. Height. Ability, so yeah, be able to give
Detect fake profiles. Can I go out and search to see if there's somebody that's AI generated?
ability to, yeah. And especially AI generated pictures, huh?
Yep. Favorite cuisines to eat. I like that one. So some foodies out there.
I see we're finally see the timer stuff. So we're down to
2 minutes.
2 minutes
Yeah.
and a quarter.
Yep, 2 1/4. Can you see it, or is it?
I see it. Keep going. You got 2 minutes left. So select a profile. At some point, you want to view those selected profiles.
Subscribe.
And if other people have ideas that, weren't a person that had a game, I mean, we still got a minute, just under 2 minutes left. You can grab a Post-it and slap one on there too. Let's try to get this filled up. We got some great ideas.
So some search, all kinds of search filters I see on there. Search your favorite ethnicity. You want to be able to search. So gender, location, ethnicity, etc.
Confirm profile. Do we have anything about pet lovers?
Yeah, you want to be able to put in what kind of pets and that.
We got hobbies, we have cuisine.
I want to be able to declare my favorites on my profile. Are you a dog, cat person?
Okay.
What kind of food you like? Declare favorites.
Decline invites. Profile.
On profile.
Please check credit score. Some of those go together. Ability to block somebody, messaging.
Okay. 9 seconds. Finish up. 5.
Yeah, John Hobbies. All kinds of great ideas. Favorite books. Ding, ding. Time is up.
We got plenty of features that we could determine if we really want them on our thing. We got a lot more items out here. I didn't count them. But thank you everyone for playing with us. Just imagine playing this with your stakeholders instead of just going into a room, go around the board and write silently on Post-it notes. Hope you enjoyed playing.
Okay. And do you want to, like Aaron, so once we have this information, what could somebody do with it, right? You could,
So yeah, so as the BA charged on this project to create a dating app, you've got all your ideas. They're on a whiteboard on Post-it notes. I could take all of these down and take them back to my desk to work on them, could I not? Then you could start looking at
Babe, show
which
Jairus
ones,
another.
which ones you want to actually encourage. You could work in another session
Yes.
with your stakeholders to prioritize these. And that, so one way we can prioritize. I think Steph was trying to lead me into the next game here.
yeah, I was just trying to,
Maybe babe, please come off.
how do we slap it? Slapping it is the proverbial term for taking a Post-it and slapping it on the board. So like if I grab one and I put it here, I go slap it and start writing down. So so write it, slap it. You could write it somewhere else, slap it on there, because in the old school days, yep. Yep. In the old school days, we used to have whiteboards and all different types of things, Post-it notes. So you would go and write it and you'd slap it on the board.
So
Now
yes,
it's a little bit easier.
slap it means put it on the board. So say it out loud for others to hear you. Write it on the Post-it note. You should have, each participant should have a stack of Post-it notes and a writing utensil. So you say it, write it on the Post-it note, and then slap it up on the board. Write it, say it, slap it.
Okay. Well, that was awesome. And that was quick, right? We only did 5 minutes worth of
And
having people do things. But think about if you had a longer session or you did some pre-work before you went in here and said, here are some different categories or some different things that I really want you to focus in on. Or you could come back in the next iteration of it, right? Like once you group and sort and order them and you want some more information, you could use this same technique or you could use a different one. Okay, so Aaron, fast paced. Do we want to move on to the next one if everybody's ready?
we are ready.
We are ready. So I'm scrolling up. Okay, so this one is a little different. Take it away, Aaron.
I'm wondering where my Post-it notes are.
It's a dot voting.
Yes.
But
We
what
need something
happened
to
to the
vote on. Where are
names?
my Post-it notes?
Oh, you know what? It's not Post-it notes. Look, see, this
Oh,
is
you
what
put it down
happens.
below?
No. This got moved. Let me move it here.
Oh, okay.
My bad. Let me lock it. Okay, so there we go. See?
All right.
Real
There we
time
go.
fixing of boards.
We're back. All right. So,
All right.
So this is agile voting or dot voting. And let's get another 15 participants to play this with me. So wherever Post-it notes may be, Steph, we need Post-it
I got some
notes.
here.
So grab a Post-it note that's off to the right, bring it onto the board, anywhere on the board, and put your name on it. So now that we got a dating app, we've gone through a few iterations of trying to name our app. So we're going to vote on what are we going to name our dating app. So mobile dating app, we're going to name it in that. So Rosita. Where's my cursor? There we go. So Rosita, you got that locked. Can you let go? Dave, Vicky, all right. Vicky, we're going to name the mobile. Okay.
Isn't that what you just said?
Yep. Do I
I'm
see
just
a
trying
Jennifer
to
over
hang
here?
out with you. Okay.
Jana. And I see somebody's name too small for
Got
me to read.
Thomas. It looks like
Vasiliana.
Marie and Adam and
So
Alexandria.
yeah, put them up
Rosita.
back above where Dave go.
Okay.
Dave, you can play. Rosetta, can you let go of your post-it note? Move off of that post-it note. You can
Great.
play with us, Angela. Okay, I think we got enough players here.
Okay, cool.
So
I don't
we
I don't
have
know if we're gonna need 5 minutes, but we could
no, we won't. So don't put dots on here yet. So Amina, you can play. So we got the 6 or 7 names here that through rounds and rounds, we've narrowed it down to 6 or 7 names. Now we're going to use dot voting or agile voting, you may have heard it called, to select what is the best name in that. You see, we got swim lanes. Make sure you put your dot in a swim lane and not on a line. The dots are over to the right. You grab a dot of any color and you put it under the name that you like. You get 3 votes. And the facilitator gets to decide how many votes each person gets. It could be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, probably not more than that. But everybody could select 3 dots and you could put them on any of the names that you see from Flirt, Heartlines, Kindred, Let's Meet, Let Sparks Fly, and Serendipity. And so just go grab a dot, put it under a name, go and grab another dot, put it under a name. If you really like a name, put 2 or 3 dots under that name. Come on, nobody likes Flirt. How could you not like Flirt?
is a dating app really about flirting?
Isn't that what it's all about? I'm
I
gonna
don't
put
know.
a
I'm
dot
asking
in
you.
there.
I'm looking for requirements.
So this
Would
could be
that
used as
be
prioritization. We could have brought down some of those features, put them, across the top there and prioritize features. Asked our stakeholders which feature is the most important for us to work on first, and got feedback from your stakeholders in a dot voting or agile voting way instead of just asking them and getting a verbal response back from them. But you can see it's looking like Heartlines is winning.
Yeah, it does, doesn't it?
It got a lot. Let's Meet is right up there. People didn't like Kindred and Flirt. Serendipities, down there. I'm glad you all liked Let Sparks Fly. That was my suggestion. All right. So that was our game number 2 is
Okay.
to do agile voting or dot voting.
All right. So you could, I mean, colors could mean anything. This is just the voting colors that came with this tool. So Aaron, looks like it does look like Heartlines won, but you were saying not just by using this dot voting for names, but you said we could also have brought a couple features down that people kept talking about and then voted on those. Would you use colors for different priorities, or are there other ways that we could use dot voting?
I wouldn't worry much about the colors. I mean, I guess you
Okay.
can. That it's just about, giving each stakeholder the same number of votes. In this case, I gave everybody 3 votes.
Okay.
And, allow them to put their dots where they're going to put them. And and then just take the results from there. So I did this. We actually did it against a window, and we just used a pencil and drew a dot on Post-it notes with names on them. I can't even remember what it was that we were voting on, what the names on those Post-it notes were. So there's many ways that you could do it now that much of the world is virtual. These whiteboards such as Miro that we're doing here, and we do want to say that we're not related or connected with Miro at all. It's just one of the electronic whiteboards that are available out there for you as business analysts or team members to use in that. There's one that's called Mural that I use quite often in that. Zoom here, the meeting that we're in, has an integrated whiteboard. We use Microsoft Teams at my work, has an integrated whiteboard. Lucidchart is another one. So any of those types of electronic whiteboards you could bring into a meeting and do any of these collaborative games with your stakeholders. Did I do that well, Steph?
You were on fire. Pure fire. That was
Let's
great.
move to our next game, shall we?
Okay, great. Hopefully everyone enjoyed that and sees the different ways that you could use it. You could even use it in your Scrum teams when you're trying to vote on things to work on that people, can't agree upon. So, like everything was unlocked. Okay, so Aaron, Starbursting, dating app. Tell me about this one.
So in Starburst, you can see we got the 6 points of a starburst. And this is to help you define the who, what, where, when, why, how. Who are you servicing? Why? How are you going to service them? So basically, who are your stakeholders? Help you identify your stakeholders. Why are you going to serve them? And that. So in this game, you can see instructions off to the left. You would grab a whiteboard and put it at the end of a point of the starburst and identify like your stakeholder segments, your customer segments, lonely people wanting to connect with others, and then what are we going to create to serve them? So I'm not going to worry about getting certain people to play or anything. Anybody who wants to grab, we have Post-it notes. Are they off to the right? Off there to the right. You just grab a Post-it note, bring it over to the end of a point, and put it on there. Somebody draw a circle. So singles. Okay, I see we're identifying singles. What is mobile data app or dating app, I assume? Example, 24 hours a day. When? 24 hours a day. But why? Gotta get me a Post-it note.
Are you helping out, Aaron?
Yeah, I'm gonna help out. Oh, we got a few Y's out there.
So where could be what we want it online, right? It could be like a different type of technology, right? You want it on your phone, tablets, through some type of
Yeah,
marketplace app store.
certainly. Are we going to have a web version and a mobile
Yeah.
app?
And,
Also browser version?
and you think about the what, like we from the first game that we played with say it slap it, that helps to explain the what, like what are we delivering?
Helped you identify many things besides just the
Mhm.
features that we played. Like we said
Right.
in the second game, we could have selected some of those features and had our stakeholders prioritize them. Identify which is the most important for us to work or to work on first. And
Right.
then take that from our stakeholders and create
Mhm.
a product backlog.
Yeah. And you think about all the post-it notes that we had at the first one, many of them could be used here, right? So when I was sorting and ordering them, I mean, could you look at those and say how or why or when and kind of like parse and sort and order them that way? So you kind of get the understanding of how to do groupings and where to take the next level of refinement.
Mhm.
Okay.
Yep. And here we're just helping people, helping all your stakeholders to understand the who, what, when, where, why, and how of
Right.
what we're doing.
Right. And even for a dating app, we could probably use this later on in the process when we're trying to solve a problem. Like, so say we're we're talking through requirements and we come up with something and somebody identifies, this could be a problem. We could come back to the starburst and say, how do we work through this problem?
Yep. So, anybody having fun yet?
Pick me, pick me.
Decide the best solution. So you'd be deciding the best solution, yes, or the best solution option. If you've got many different options that you could develop in that, um, you could decide which one is best based on that.
There we go. Fixed it.
Okay.
Okay. Hey, have the fun of being the board runner is trying to keep everybody on track, right? And everybody can still see the screen. Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay, excellent. Okay. Everybody's very quiet. So, any is anybody having a problem with any of these, like trying to figure out what they're asking? And how could you potentially use it if you like when you think about it for a dating app?
Thumbs up and the thumbs down as opposed to swipe left, swipe right.
Mm-hmm. So, Aaron, did you have any, when you've used this before, have you had any challenges where people were resistant to wanting to help with the starburst?
No, I haven't really had resistance to any games that I've played with stakeholders and that. So they seem to genuinely like doing this more interactive type things than, as I described earlier, sitting at a table and writing on a post-it note. So they, I guess, recognize the collaborative portion of this, the interactive, and enjoy doing that more than just doing things out on their own or just giving verbal
Okay.
feedback.
Okay. Excellent. And then, when I think about this board, we put in here like the simplistic is possible, right? To not visually distort with images or whatnot, but from a interactive, this board allows you to play music when the timer is going. You can add all kinds of pictures and images with the tools. So you could really customize this to the team or the audience that you are engaging with. So if it's with your teammates and you really want to just, let's get in there and get out like what we're doing here, you don't have to, do too much. A lot of these tools have a lot of templates that you can take and customize. But also think about if you were working with your stakeholders and you had a problem for your stakeholders, you could take this and then really kind of tailor it to what executive level that they are, make it interesting and interactive. And so that way it's not, it's a purple background with a white board. So there's a lot of customization to really make it interesting and fun depending on the situation that you're in.
And, you know, once you give them the link to the board, they can certainly bookmark that, or, you
Mhm.
know, that makes it very visible to the entire team. So you could keep your product backlog on a board like this, and that makes it visible. One of the agile concepts is to make the board visible to your team.
Mhm.
This is a way that you can do that. So Steph, Adam
We're
says in the
ready?
chat, I find executive stakeholders tend to like games. Then there's a
Yes.
question for you, Stephanie Hawkins.
I may have typoed that that was supposed to be no, I said not to like
Not,
games.
they
They
don't
do
like
not
games.
like games. They want
Ah,
they want
I
clear
was,
business. Give me a
okay.
purpose, give me a reason. I don't have time to waste with games.
all
Okay.
right. I could agree with that. And
Depends on where you,
every
depends on
person
where
is
you work.
different. You may find executives that will play the game with you,
Mhm.
but I agree, Adam, with your new interpretation there, that you might want to not want to do these with executives, but your technical people, your business um, individual contributors may like to do this kind of activity in that.
Yeah,
So
at a team level or something, I could see this kind of thing
so
in a
certainly
retrospective or something like that. But
Right. You could
I
definitely use
wouldn't
it.
use it with my stakeholders.
certainly consider your audience.
Yep.
So
And then when you
Stephanie,
consider your audience, you can consider how you want it to look. Now, I've worked at some fun places. I won't say where we did a lot of these games like this and executives were there. So know
so
your
a
audience.
question,
Know your audience.
Steph, a
Huh?
question for you.
Yes, sir.
So can we use this starbursting thing for any kind of situation, regardless of collecting the requirements or the delivery stage?
You could use it in any situation where you need to work through an idea or a problem. I've used, honestly, starbursting when I've worked on situations where I'm trying to assess risk and issues within projects or just um, trying to work through the requirements. Because if you don't have a full understanding of what the requirement is or the issue or risk related to it, you don't really get evolve it and have the full picture. So you could use this concept for many things. It's not just for an idea or a problem.
Uh, we got two more games to get through. Let's
Okay,
get
let's
moving
do it. And then
forward.
I want to come back some point to the talk about the stakeholders, executives loving games. So we may have to do some online voting on that, Aaron, and really explore that. Okay. All right. Next one, Aaron, sailboat.
Yes, you going to describe it?
I'm gonna let you. You're doing a fabulous job.
All right, so sailboat is to work with your stakeholders, and I actually did this in a business setting in that. Um, and that. But here you would we did it in person. Whiteboard was on there. We drew a sailboat. On your sailboat, you want the sail and you want an anchor on your sailboat, which looks like our anchor is missing. I see. Nope, there it
Nope,
is
nope,
down
no
there.
fingers there.
It got
It just
moved.
it got moved. It
But
got moved. It's staying where it's
so
at. It's
so the
falling
whole
off.
idea, the whole idea here is to identify what is pushing you forward, what is helping you go versus what is holding you back. So pick a post-it note. Do we have them off to the right there? So,
We
yes, they
sure
are.
do.
So grab a post-it note, bring it to the left. You're going to put it high up near the sails if it is helping you go along. If it is holding you back, you'll put it down in the water near the anchor. So here what were we doing? We're talking
We're
about going on the date, right?
Yep, planning the date, going on the date. What would it? Yes.
So let's do planning the date. So if you're the one that's planning the date for your companion, what is going to help you and what is going to hold you back? So I think helping you will know your companion's likes and dislikes, right?
Right. Yep.
So you can
I've
plan
used-
effectively.
Yep. And Aaron, have you used this for retrospectives in the past? I mean, there's, different retrospective techniques. Have you used it for something like this, like planning a date or?
I've not been on a team where we did this, a sailboat for retrospective. I've certainly heard of doing such a thing. I just haven't been fortunate to be on a team that does that.
So the purpose of this is to visualize project goals, risk, and supports using a metaphor. So the island is the goal, right? Here in this particular case, we still have the word sprint goal while we're using a planning date. So you can always tailor these things. What propels, what moves forward. So it's always interesting, and you guys, you can talk out loud if you want to put these in as you're posting them, as you're slapping them here, about, your thoughts on it and, what's helping you to move forward on planning the date. Was there, was there something in when you engaged in that app with a person that for the son that made you feel good about that person? Would that be something that you would also try to do on that date? So for instance, if they talked about their pets, would you consider, some place where maybe you engage with pets or a cafe that allows somebody to bring their pet? You could bring your own or engage with others. Would that be something that you would consider? Does anybody have thoughts on how they would use this?
I cannot remember what we were identifying when I did this. I was not facilitating, I was just one of the participants
We were, well,
in a
oh.
business setting. Don't remember what it was we were discussing at that point, but
we actually used this in IIBA when we were planning an event. So we were working on how to create one of these social events, on how, to play collaborative games and interact with people so we get the most amount of feedback and interest in conversation. And so we used it to say, how would we do that? Like what would make people feel good when they were there? What are our risks of what we are presenting? Would it resonate with people? And just what those are. In the past, what has held us back? Did we not have the tools that we needed to use, et cetera? And so people just brainstorm from their collective experiences on what would prevent that, what would help them to plan an event. And we got a lot of really, really good ideas and actually pivoted in some of the ways that we were doing our event because of this activity.
okay.
All right. Anybody have anything that they want to share on using this technique? And so we have a lot of people who like to reflect. I find it helpful to find a description of the activity or purpose and some sample examples ahead of the activity so many introverts and reflectors can think and prepare for the material before the activity. That's an excellent idea. Make sure that people are prepared and ready. And a lot of times these games are created to draw out the introverts, people that don't actually like, talk out loud, but they feel comfortable writing something down. And one of the things, Aaron, as people are putting here, one of the uses like Miro, it has the ability to where if you were gathering requirements, like could say in the first game we did, you can actually get these exported out to Jira. And so they do interact with other tools other than just being a pure whiteboard. So you can get it set up to where you can actually take the outcomes that people provide and then move that along to continue your work with it.
Okay.
Okay,
So we ready to move down to our last
we
game?
are. We are. Let me keep moving. Okay. So Aaron, this one is all you. This one is
So
post a
this
path.
one is called Post a Path. And so we are going to do, so this is process modeling or process analysis. This is to really determine what are the true steps of a process. So if you want to play this game with us, you see rows 1 through whatever we got down there, 15. Double click in one of those words and replace the number with your name. If you're going to play with me, with us, double click on it. And there, so see people clicking and trying. Steve, Martin, okay. 1 and 2 are still available. 10, 11, 7. Jana? Changed it back, Jana. All right, we get names. People's cursors. That Vicky I see down there. Double click on, get right on the word and double click it. Kathy, Marina, Leah, so we're getting names. All right. So in this game, we're going to talk about, as you can see over on the left there, you got an ATM machine. So you can assume we're going to talk about ATMs. So in each one of these, you see steps through 1 through 15 here. And you may not use all 15, so don't worry about that. But in each, are we writing in each square? We bringing in Post-it notes. I think you can write in the square, can't you? No, I can't. All right, we got Post-it notes ready for everybody over on the right. So you can bring a Post-it note, and in each one of those steps, I want you to identify what are the steps to taking a withdrawal from an ATM machine. When's the last time you used an ATM machine? I'm just curious.
We talked about using one today.
Did you?
Yeah, actually, ask the bank how to deposit a check electronically without going to the bank. And they suggested going online, gave us a number to say, use this to find the nearest ATM by you, and then gave some instructions on how to actually use that ATM.
Okay. So
Strangely enough.
go grab a Post-it note and bring it into your row in the first step. And what is the first step of taking a withdrawal? I would think that it's maybe put your card in the machine.
I'm going to go with find your ATM card.
What's the second step? You have to enter your PIN number. So think about the process. Think about what steps you use as a customer of a bank. You go to an ATM, you're going to put your card in, you're going to enter your PIN, you're going to select your transaction. What are those steps? Enter an amount that you want to withdraw.
So, Aaron, how do you find this useful for your work in helping to define process steps or for people to do it? Is it to make sure everybody understands the process? Is it to identify gaps? How could
A little bit of that, and our next step, that's going to become very plain to everybody.
okay.
Where we're identifying where we think the steps are and everything individually. And I see Post-it notes going out there and identifying steps. So keep going. I think there's more than 5 or 6 steps, which I think is all I see out there that people No, it's people are getting to 7, 8, 9. Okay. You're getting there. All right, now the next step of this thing will be us as a group, our 15 players here, need to identify what is the true step or the true process, every step in the process. We do that by combining all of our things. So what we may do is have one person start by making our collective thing, and we could bring your post-it notes up to cover up step 1, 2, 3, all the way to 15, or how far you go. So we would take, I'm going to take your post-it notes, Vicky. I'm going to move them up here to step 1, step 2, and then step 3, step 4. You had 5. Did you? I see you putting 6 in there. Now, the rest of our stakeholders, our team, you could decide, is this correct? Is there a gap? Did you identify something that Vicky didn't identify? And if so, we can, separate, move, some of her steps off to the right and insert your post-it note into the process. And as each team member does that, what you'll finish up with is what you as a team consider the full step and everything. So select amount, accept bank fees and charges. Hopefully there's no withdrawal charge. Preview and confirm. I don't think you finished and everything. So make it to the ATM. Okay. Collect money. Somebody put it in. I was hoping they were going to forget that step, and I could say, hey, what good was it to go to the ATM if you didn't take the money out? Somebody makes column 7 extra wide. It's not letting me grab it back in and stuff.
I'm sorry, what? Okay.
Column 7, somebody made it extra wide.
Okay. Let me just grab that and make it.
Select print receipt, huh? Okay.
Hold on.
So you could see how we could, so print receipt.
I'm gonna have
Put
to
it
check the
above
accuracy
until
of
we get 7.
locking things. It's like these tables are locked. Okay. Aaron, we're just going to kind of leave it. We have like a minute or so left, but caution, make sure you lock your tables and all of that.
Somebody remembered to grab their card. Okay, but that's after print receipt. So I'm moving you to step 9, and we got print receipt in step 8. But see, you combining our steps in that, and as you have a conversation while you're doing this and creating your combined steps to determine what is the true full path of actually doing taking a withdrawal and that. So, and then at the end you got a more full path, all the steps of a certain process, and it's something that your team has now agreed to. This is it.
Okay, that was cool. Aaron, I'll have to fix this table a little bit later.
Yeah, it looks like it shifted around a bit.
I got to figure out what's going to resize that. So there was a comment in here about using AI, Miro AI to help with the actual post-it notes and stuff too. So there are a lot of really cool features in Miro that we are not using today. We're using bare bones just to kind of show you the examples of the games. They certainly can be refined more and tailored based on your specific situation, but there's many opportunities, many templates, many games online to help you engage with stakeholders. And Aaron, take it away.
I see a suggestion in the chat that unless delegated, all this work can be done by the product manager or product owner. I would say business analyst. Put that in there if your agile team has business analyst. Mine do. I am a business analyst on an agile team, and that this is the work that I do. And that so if you're fortunate enough to have business analysts on your agile team, certainly something the
Right. But Aaron, isn't that delegated to you by the product owner?
no, it's my duties. I do it.
Because that's unusual then.
Not in my organization.
Okay.
Good question.
Because
Thank
I
you.
mean, those are the definitions of the jobs.
Of the
So
roles and-
product manager to come up with all the high level ideas. The product owner owns generating all the stories, all the epics, et cetera.
They
Includes all-
own the product backlog. They don't own necessarily creating all the product backlog items.
They do actually.
Well,
As I say,
that's-
unless they delegate it to a BA.
anybody on our team can create backlog items. So it depends on how your organization implements Agile, Scrum, or whichever methodology under Agile you are using. So don't
know
get a fixed mindset on this is Agile or that. Many organizations implement it differently.
Yep. And then we, at our last Bluegrass chapter meeting, we actually had a conversation with people about roles and responsibilities and who does what and how they work in different organizations. So Adam, it would have been awesome to hear your voice there, as everybody was really talking about how their organizations are different or set up and what roles are still there within the agile environment. So Aaron, I think we are at time. We were able to get through all of the games. We didn't have a lot of music going. We tried to go through it fast pace, but depending on your organization, there's lots of opportunities for you to engage with whatever level stakeholder it is, whatever type of shop that you have, and be able to, take the mundane and make it a little bit more fun, or find ways to, obtain information or confirm information with people. So Aaron, go ahead.
There is a item in the chat about CDUs for this event. All attendees will receive a follow-up email tomorrow with CDU information on it. There will be a link to this recording, and if we could clean up the board and get the board straightened out, we'll create a PDF of the board and provide a link to that as well. So you can see all the games we played and the suggestions all the people had and everything on it. So thank you, everyone. Thank you, Adam. Everyone that was here that played our events, our little games with us. Appreciate you attending today, and you have a great rest of your day and the rest of your week.
Thank you, everyone. Appreciate you being here.
Thank you again. It was so insightful.
Great. And
Thank you, Steph and Aaron. That was good.
excellent. We play games frequently. So if you ever want to reach out to our chapter with a game that you have an idea that you want to participate in, just let us know. We're always willing to get a group of people together and see what we can learn in collaborative games.
All right, super. Thank you.
Thank you, everyone.